Everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My Lunar Beauty Moon Prism blush palette came in, and I was originally going to do just a review talking about this palette specifically, and I realized that that would kind of only be half of a video. So I am going to be doing a review of this product, talking you through it, and throwing it on, because not a lot of blush on my cheeks right now. So we're going to go through all of the details on the palette, and I figured because we're talking about blush, I'm also going to take you through my other top 6 favorite blush products. So it's going to be 7 blush products, talking through some of my holy grail favorites, and a review of the MannyMua Lunar Beauty Moon Prism blush palette. So if that's something you need to make sure to keep on watching, and please don't forget to subscribe, because I upload 3 times a week, and that's going to be the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So if that is something you're into, stay tuned. But before I do that, I'm going to link a video up here that I do ask you to check out first. That video is going to be me talking all about Black-owned beauty brands, highlighting some of my favorite products. And I do want you to take the time to see that, because in the link of that description box, there's going to be a whole lot of information, petitions you can sign, places to donate, and resources. So that is something that I feel very strongly about. Being an ally is not something that you do for 1 week and smile and move on with your life. Even though I'm starting to bring out more content that is a little bit back to normal for what I would normally be posting, I do want to make sure to continue to spread that message that our fight is not over. Check out that video, check out the description box, and stay up to date on everything. And if you want to hear a little bit more about blush, stay tuned. Okay, so we're going to start with the Moon Prism palette, which right off the bat, this packaging, like I don't know if you can see, but the planets are raised. This is absolutely stunning. This might be the prettiest palette that MannyMua and Lunar Beauty has come out with yet. It is just so beautiful. And the colors are stunning. Originally, when I saw swatches online, I thought Gravity was going to be too dark and Pink Moon was going to be too light. And honestly, I could probably wear both. So for today, I think what I'm going to do, because the eyes are a little more brown and the lip is neutral, I'm going to go with Stargaze right here, and I'm going to start with that. So I'm going to dip into the pan twice. Okay, so there's definitely pigment there. I could have dipped in harder, so I'm going to take a little bit more. And I'm definitely seeing a nice blended color. On the surface of the skin, the tone is there, but it is not looking texturized. There's a little bit of glow. It's not a highlighty illuminated finish. It is more of a satin finish. There is one down here, Soleil, which is definitely a little more luminous. It almost reminds me of NARS Orgasm. It's like a golden pink. I am liking that tone, but I do want to see how some of the other ones look. So I think I'm going to be weird and have 2 different blushes on today. I'm going to go up one into Twilight, which is more of a tangerine-y, and give myself a little bit of more of like that orangey glow. Definitely a little more nude. That is beautiful. What do you guys think? That's really pretty. Just to keep this going, and why not use more, I'm going to take Spacey up here, which is like a maroon tone, and I'm actually going to take that to add a little bit of blush onto the perimeters of the temple on this side, just to see how that works from like a bronzy contoured effect. And I actually think that did a really pretty job. I'm going to drop down into Gravity down here, and I'm going to try the same thing on the other side. That's really pretty as well. I think I like Gravity up on the temples a little bit more, but that's going to be a really pretty like blush topper or bronzer topper. Something to use with a bronzer just to change the tone a little bit. Or in some cases, I might actually be able to, with a light hand, use that as a bronzer. Alright, there's only 2 shades in here I have not used yet. So I'm going to start. I'm going to be skipping Pink Moon today, because that is a little bit light. I could get away with it, maybe, but definitely not today. I am, however, going to take a nice fluffy brush, and I'm going to take the shade Soleil, which is the illuminated blush, and I'm going to take that as a blush topper. Oh yeah. See that glow and that sheen to the cheek? That is beautiful. So I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Look at how beautiful that is. So Definitely a beautiful topper for any of the shades. Just dust that like pretty much everywhere because it's beautiful and I love it. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. I'm going to say that this is a hit for me. I know this was like a really quick part of the video, but definitely amazing, and you will be seeing a lot more of this. I don't know if I'm going to use this a lot, but I'm definitely going to be using all of the rest of these shades quite a bit. So that is going to be a hit from me, and now we're going to jump into, with the exception of this, my other 6 favorite blush products. Now for this, I did try to keep out any limited edition or exclusive products. I wanted to just talk through things that you can go right now and purchase. For example, the Tarte Blush Book every year is a beautiful holiday item that you can use to get some great blushes. If you like the Amazonian Clay formula, I know I do. But I don't love them individually. I like mixing the shades, so wait for the blush book personally. The other one I'm going to talk about first is going to be from Hourglass, and this is actually also limited edition, but the colors you can still get. This is the Hourglass Unlocked Ambient Lighting Palette. The blushes in here are so beautiful, all of their blushes. I have a couple of the singles as well. And the colors are just really beautiful, but most importantly, if your skin is a little drier, I find that it doesn't cling to your skin and it really does give you that nice, effortless, blushy glow. You guys see my cheeks, you know what I like to look like. You know I like that pop of glow and that illuminated cheek. And I think the Hourglass are amazing at doing that. They are a little pricey, so if you can get your hands on like one of the mini ones, that might be a great way to like intro your way into the brand, because again, they can get pretty pricey, especially for a blush. That's why I like this palette, because I get a little bit of everything. I get my 2 blushes, a highlighter, bronzer, contour, and an illuminating powder. But again, if you can't get your hands on one of the palettes, a single blush will always be beautiful. Next, I do have to give a shout out, because this is probably my most reach for blush. This is the Alamar Cosmetics Trio in medium tan. I feel like this and this mixed together are my perfect blush tone. It's just the right amount of like tangerine-y, mauve-y. Sometimes I'll mix all 3, but I love the way that this appears on the skin. They all have that nice illuminated glowy finish, and they all give you that nice satin look to the cheeks, but they don't get super weird around the texture. So, I mean, I have man skin, I have pores, I have texture, and none of these blushes, but specifically these ones, accentuate any of those texture spots. Next, I'm going to talk about the only cream blush I'm talking about today, and that is the Beauty For Real Blush and Glow. On one side, it is a glowy highlight. On the other side, it is a cream blush. This one is in the shade Coral Crush, which is just a really pretty sheen illuminated blush product. You can use as little or as a lot as you want, and it just blends into the most beautiful sun-kissed glow. They have a bronzer version as well, which I do really like too, but the blush underneath foundation or right on top of like a light tinted moisturizer is beautiful, but with these you can also take them on the lid, so you get a lot of versatility within the product. Next, I do have to give a shout out to Wander Beauty for the Trip for 2. This came in a BoxyCharm a while ago, and this is actually the deeper of the 2 options, and I thought it was going to be too dark for me, but the powder is so beautiful and so soft that you can really blend it out nicely, so even on super fair complexions it works, but on medium, medium tan, and even deeper complexions you can still get away with using it. It is just such a soft, effortless powder that it blends and blurs so beautifully on the skin. Next, this is going to be the most affordable option. This is from Milani. It is the Baked Blush in Luminoso. This has been a holy grail ride or die staple for many years, and this shade Soleil looks very similar. I will say that because this is baked, it does look like it has a little more pigment to it, but it's actually the opposite case. They work identically, even though this looks like it'll be stronger. I mean, I just tried the Lunar Beauty, but picking up some of that one and picking up some of this one, the only difference between the 2 is the tone. The Lunar Beauty is a little bit more tangerine, whereas the Milani is a little more pink and gold. So you definitely get a little bit of a difference between the 2, but formula-wise, I'm starting to notice on the skin, they both give you that effortless sun-kissed glow. I will say Soleil has a little bit more illumination to it, so whereas this is more of an illuminating blush, this one you can use as like a blush topper and highlight in one. Like I already had a little highlight on, I don't feel the need to go put on even more because I feel like I am glowy enough. And the last blush I'm going to talk about today is one I have spoken about many, many times. It is the Buxom Wanderlust blush. This is a super vibrant pigmented shade, so a very light hand is still possibly too much. The way I use this is I'll take my brush. I won't dip, dip, dip. I won't swirl. I will literally press my brush in once and then tap like 6 or 7 or 10 times. And then I will go in and buff it onto my skin, and it'll look beautiful and effortless. And because it is primer infused, it is going to be super long wearing, stays on the skin beautifully, and just looks stunning. I love it because of the colors you guys will have seen, this is probably the darkest. So on me, especially now that I'm down in Florida, I mean, I look a little light today because I went into my Fenty Beauty foundation when I was doing a full video of Black-owned brands, and this was my New York shade, but I'm no longer shade 200, so I have to get a new shade of this because it is a little bit light. I tried to make it work with my bronzer, and honestly, I'm not upset with how it looks, but it's definitely a little bit light. So in days like that is when I would go in with something a little bit of a darker blush, just to kind of pull everything together on top of my bronzer. And those are going to be my top picks for blush products. Obviously, and I'm going to call it now, this is going to end up being a ride or die favorite. This is beautiful. I really hope that this is not limited edition, that this becomes a permanent addition to the Lunar Beauty collection because it is a beautiful palette. I love the coloring, I love the packaging, but most importantly, the formula is really pretty. Like, I love the way my cheeks look, and I'm not even bothered by the fact that my cheeks and temples are 4 different colors. So if you have any questions on any of these products, leave me a comment down below. I will happily answer all of them. Thanks again, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!